Hey guys, it's Kara here for another Dietitian Talk. Today I'm going to kind of ramble a little bit about a topic that came to mind this past week with it being Christmas. I was talking with my coach, Mark Lobliner, as most of you know, and I was being honest with him about Christmas and how I ate. I told him, I did end up consuming more calories than I meant to, than I planned on, more calories than I needed to, and that sort of thing. And I said, it's just, that's what happened, moving on, no big deal, just wanted to let him know. So we kind of started talking a little bit back and forth about how many girls lately, and in particular on social media, Instagram especially, I think is where I see it, so many girls claiming that they have binge eating disorder. Now, I want to preface this video by saying I don't take these issues lightly, and by no means, if you are someone watching this video who has some type of eating disordered issues, am I saying what you're going through is not valid. I want to kind of discuss, though, the different side of things, though, that I'm seeing with social media now is a lot of people claiming certain things like binge eating disorder who are maybe doing it for attention, more so than actually going through the issues of it. So anyways, we were talking back and forth, and as you guys know, Mark is a health coach, a nutrition coach. He works with a lot of people, particularly those prepping for competitions. And, he mentioned how so many people, told him they felt like they had issues with an eating disorder, like right after Christmas. And this bothers me on a couple different levels because, as you guys know, I'm a registered dietitian. I take this stuff very seriously. And also my background, what I do 40 plus hours a week is I do work in a psychiatric hospital. So I do work with very sick patients. I don't typically work with, athletes and fit people that you see on Instagram. I work with very sick, mentally compromised patients. And I take this subject matter very, very seriously because of the clients that I work with. And I think a lot of times people do forget that eating disorders are a mental illness. If you are diagnosed with an eating disorder, that is part of a mental illness diagnosis. So it's very serious. And so anyways, like I said, I'm going to be kind of rambly. But what I've seen a lot with Instagram, and a lot of girls and guys, I guess too, but more so girls and the competitors, they're on these strict diets for such a long time. And I've done it, I've been there myself on a very strict diet. And then when you actually allow yourself to eat whatever you want, you think you're binging. Just because on Christmas you had some cookies, I don't care if you ate 10 cookies, I don't care what you ate. It's a holiday meal. Most of the world overeats on holidays. It's normal. It's not saying it's good or it's okay, but it's normal. It does not mean you binged or have binge eating disorder. There is a difference there. So if anyone ever tells you they've never overate, they're a liar. Everyone has overate at some point in their life, whether they realize it or not. It's human nature. People overeat for a number of reasons, especially on holidays or in times when people are celebrating. When you're talking about someone who is actually binging or has issues with binging, you're talking about someone who frequently consumes an abnormally large amount of calories in a short period of time. So I'm not talking about someone who on Christmas ate 10 cookies or who after their competition went out and ate Cheesecake Factory and 90 other things that night. That doesn't mean you have binge eating disorder. Most people with binge eating disorder, like I said, they do it frequently, and they usually do it alone, and they're usually very shamed about it. They're not usually very open about it. And when I say they consume a large amount of food in a sitting, it's usually upwards of 5,000 calories in a sitting. And like I said, this happens very frequently, so it's not someone who just got done competing and they had their celebratory, overeating session, which a lot of competitors do. This is someone who is very shamed about it, is very secretive about it, and it happens over and over and over again because they don't know how to stop it. So I think the difference is kind of clear that someone who's a binge eater who does it by definition is doing it all the time. They typically do it alone, and it's very secretive. Now that person may or may not be, they're not necessarily going to be very fit looking. They might be overweight. They might be obese. It's really sometimes hard to tell. And what I see a lot now on Instagram, and again, Instagram is just a small snapshot of people and what they want to show you. So who the hell am I to be judging people for what they put on their Instagram? Maybe I shouldn't be. But I just see so many red flags of girls who are putting this stuff out there, you know, saying they ate a donut and that they freaking hate themselves because they ate a donut and they think they've been horrible and they classify themselves as binging. It's like, no, you didn't binge, you ate a fucking donut. Who cares? Like, move on with your day, you know? And I think it's great for people that truly have been through issues with eating disorder and they're in recovery at this time and they're able to be open about it so that other girls can relate to it. I think that's a great thing, and I think that can be very helpful and therapeutic for some people who are maybe still active in their eating disorder. But at the same time, it's a very fine line with eating disorders because it's very competitive, especially, well, I don't want to say especially among females. Females tend to be competitive amongst our own gender without eating disorders involved. We're just competitive with each other at times, which is unfortunate. But eating disorders can be very competitive, and you see what's called inspiration out there in social media, and sometimes what you're putting out there could be feeding someone else's eating disorder who is active in it. So I guess just for those people watching this who are like, who have recovered or in recovery, just I guess be mindful of what you're putting out there on social media and how that might be impacting people who truly do have eating disorders. I think social media is so great right now for the fitness industry and helping to keep people motivated. And then a lot of times I see a lot of people post that it can have the opposite effect, and it can totally deter people. It can make them feel like shit about themselves, and it makes them instantly start unfollowing all these people who are once their inspiration. And who knows, maybe I'm that person for you. Maybe you once unfollowed me because, you know, I pissed you off. I don't know. Sometimes it's a fine line on social media right now, who motivates you and who doesn't. And I don't know, I guess I just wanted to do this video to make girls and guys more cautious about what you're seeing on social media and take it with a grain of salt. I mean, they're just showing you a little snapshot of what they want to show you. I want to advise people to be careful of what language you're using and what disorders you're saying you're having, and you know, all those guilty feelings. And while it's great that you have this avenue to kind of vent your emotions and what you're feeling, be careful of how you're triggering someone else or how that might impact someone else. And maybe you don't agree with me on that. Maybe you're like, it's my Instagram or it's my Twitter, I can write whatever the hell I want to write. I feel ya, you can. But just as a female who grew up very insecure, I grew up very insecure with my body, and I think I'm, you know, in my 30s have really come to find myself where I'm just so over all that bullshit of worrying about, you know, how much I weigh or every little morsel of food that's in my mouth or comparing myself to other girls. I tended to do that a lot, and I see so many people who do that on social media right now, and it's unfortunate. It makes me sad for these young girls who are like 18 and who are killing themselves to look like their favorite, you know, fitness model who's on social media and has their own set of issues. You know, and it's like a post that Lady Fit, if you guys don't follow Lady Fit on Instagram, she's one of my big inspirations to follow because she just really sends a healthy message out there. So if you don't follow her, go follow her. She really has a lot of good information that she puts out there, and really represents a balanced lifestyle for such a young female as well. It's really inspiring to see what she puts out there for information. So, you know, she had a post the other day that I loved because, you know, she talks about the fact that so many people out there say, you know, they're shredded like every day of the year. And, you don't know what they're doing to get to that point of being shredded. They're killing themselves in the gym, they're starving themselves. Who knows if they're taking shit, okay? You know, I was naive for a while, but my eyes are open now to the amount of girls, especially bikini competitors, that are on shit. I think it's fucking nuts. Again, it's a personal choice, and I choose not to do that, and to each their own. That's fine. But for the girls and guys out there who are looking at their favorite person on Instagram and wondering why they can't have that body and why am I not there yet, and I'm doing 2 hours of cardio and I'm eating less calories and less carbs, you know, just stop and realize that you don't know what that person's doing. Regardless if they advertise everything they say they're doing on Instagram, you know, here's all my meals I'm fueling with, and this is what I do for my workout. You don't always know at the end of the day what someone is doing to get their body to look like that. Or what filters they're using, or what apps they're using to make their body look badass. You know what I mean? So, I don't know, I'm just rambling, but as much as I love social media, it really worries me for the young girls and guys, especially competing, and what kind of mind fuck they're going to have at the end of the day. So, you know, it's tough, and I hope in some way this video captures some of you guys and makes you think about it and not feel like shit. You know, you ate some cookies over the holidays, who cares? You don't have a six-pack right now, who cares? I'll show you my muffin top, I have one, I don't fucking care. Like, who cares? Just be healthy, be balanced, be you. Like, you're never gonna be someone else. You can't be. So quit trying to be. And the sooner you can get to that place where you're just happy with who you are and what you do, you'll have less feelings of guilt, and you'll probably reach your goals quicker because you're just focusing on yourself. So I guess that's my words of wisdom as a dietitian and as a girl who's been there in the land of competing and in the land of insecurity and comparing yourselves to others. So please don't. That's my advice. Just don't do it. Please let me know if there's any other questions or concerns you have that I can address to kind of help keep you guys moving forward, focusing on you, and being balanced and the best you that you can be. So those are my words for you going into the new year. I hope you all have a great new year. There's going to be lots more coming on my channel in 2015, so please stay tuned. Share this video with others who you think will find it helpful, and we'll see you soon.